welcome to another edition of In Focus on Titan TV. I'm your host, Deanne Lopez. Today I'm joined by Mary Becerra, who is the Health Education and Promotions Director at the Student Health Center. And representing the Counseling and Psychological Department, we have Dr. Lauren Fournier. They are here to discuss the services and benefits offered at the Student Health and Counseling Center here at California State University, Fullerton. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we know Cal State Fullerton is a big commuter school here. So a lot of students don't even know where the health center is located. Can you go ahead and let us know?
Sure. The health center is actually located right in the middle of campus. So we're right off Gymnasium Drive, right next to the kinesiology building.
Very awesome. And then are you guys open Monday through Friday, or what are your hours?
We are. We're actually open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right, awesome. And who's eligible for these services?
So basically, any Cal State Fullerton student who's paid their tuition and fees are eligible to come in and be seen at that semester.
Okay, awesome. And with that fee that they do pay, what services can students expect to get at no extra charge?
It's actually a great bargain for students. They pay $45 per semester to come into our clinic, and they get basic free medical care. So they can be seen by a provider, by a counselor, by any of our medical providers for free. They can get an x-ray for free and some lab testing done as well. And then there are some services that we do have to charge a small fee for as well. But a lot of the services that students need, they can come in and find is covered under that basic medical care.
Oh, awesome. And so let's say a student wanted to come in and make an appointment. How would they go about doing so?
They actually do it a little bit differently between the medical and the psychological side. Okay. So for the clinic, for the medical clinic, students can make an appointment one of three ways. They can walk in and make an appointment at our front desk. They can call us on the phone, or they can do it right from their home by clicking on their student portal on Titan Health.
Oh, wow.
And over with us at CAPS, the process is a bit different. So for an initial screening, you come in during our walk-in hours and you're seen for just a brief screening to really assess and identify what services are best going to meet the student's needs. And then from there, you can go ahead and schedule follow-up appointments as necessary.
Awesome. And are these medical doctors, are they professional? Are they trainees? What?
All of the medical providers that work in the Student Health Center are licensed staff. So they're all medical doctors, nurse practitioners, pharmacists. So we don't have any trainees on the medical side, but I know in CAPS it works a little bit differently.
Right. So over at CAPS, our providers consist of licensed professionals as well as trainees who are supervised by our licensed professionals.
Okay, awesome. That's good. And the appointment side, let's say I get sick and it's midnight, right? I mean, can I still go in and make an appointment and be seen? How does that work?
Well, we're open during business hours. So if it's outside of those business hours, students can make an appointment as soon as midnight for that day. So we do same day appointment scheduling online. So they can get on their computer, log onto the student portal, click on Titan Health, and it'll walk them through how to make that process or how to make that appointment during that day.
And that's a 24-hour site online?
Correct.
24-hour access? Okay, awesome. And what are some of the plans? Do you guys have some payment plans, or if some students can't pay those extra fees?
So students pay their fee when they register for classes, so they don't have to pay another fee to come into the health center to use it during that term unless they do some kind of service at the center that's not covered in that basic fee. We would never turn a student away who can't pay for that service, so the student just needs to pay their balance before they try to register for the next academic term, or if there's some other kind of business they need to conduct on campus that they'll require them to be current on their fees.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty fair to me. So what are some other, let's say, like activities or some workshops that students may not know that the health service provides?
Well, in terms of CAPS, I think students often are aware of the individual counseling services that are available, but we offer couples counseling as well as various groups and workshops, and those change from semester to semester, and it's really just based upon students' needs and what students are looking for.
So for the couple counseling, do both couples have to be student, Cal State Fullerton students, or how does that work?
Right. So in terms of the couples counseling, the partners need to be CSU students. So they need to be currently enrolled, typically one student, at least one of the students being a Cal State Fullerton student, and then the other student being a CSU, currently enrolled CSU student.
Oh, that sounds good. And what about for the health department?
So for the workshops with the health center, we do a lot of workshops on, responsible alcohol use, safe sex practices. We do some stress management, but we really focus a lot on the alcohol consumption and safer sex, or most of the workshops that we offer.
And that's through, you guys do have a workshop or organization that's called Tighten Up the Party.
We do have a program called Tighten Up the Party, and that's really an outreach program for students to just educate them on what responsible drinking is, and giving them that definition. And then we can go out to classrooms or student clubs and organizations and do demonstrations. We can do educational workshops. We can also do games with the students to make it just a little bit more interactive.
Awesome. And what about optometry services? You guys, students can get that kind of service, right?
Right. We have a great partnership actually with the Southern California College of Optometry, which is just across the street from the university, where their providers come into our clinic a couple days a week, and they can see our students for a reduced fee. So they do pay an additional fee for the eye exam, but then they also get a discount on their prescriptions and lenses. And so, if we aren't available to get an appointment for them at our clinic, they can take their ID card across the street and get the same service over there.
Oh, awesome. That's really convenient. And can you tell us a little bit more about the Family Pact that you guys have, that you guys offer?
Sure. Family Pact's actually a California program. It's a Medi-Cal program through the state of California, and we are a provider for Family Pact, which means that if a student is eligible, and most of our students are eligible based on income, they can come in and be seen by our provider for reproductive health care and receive contraception free of charge.
The Art for Life, the Art for Health, I'm sorry, that's another organization you guys put on that students are able to enter their portraits, or can you give us a little more detail on that?
Sure. Art for Health was started several years ago, and it's actually a partnership between the Student Health Center and the College of the Arts. And so basically, we work with students, faculty, staff, and even alumni that can submit any type of artwork, photography, paintings, drawings, and they submit them, and they're actually on display for the entire year throughout our clinic, and students can walk in and look at the display. And then we actually also give scholarships and prizes for some of the top art pieces. So it is a juried exhibit.
Like if let's say I wanted to get a more healthier lifestyle, I wanted to get more on nutrition, I want to change my diet, or how would I be able to go, like, who would I see if I wanted to go to the health center about that?
Right. So some of our students want to come in and maybe be seeing someone for wellness, or want to look at, how to incorporate healthier habits in their lifestyles. And so they can be seen in either CAPS or in the health center, depending on their topic that they want to work on. Students that want to be seen for nutrition can come in and be seen by one of our health educators that specializes in nutrition. We also do smoking cessation programs for anyone who wants to quit smoking. And then we also see students that want to look at their alcohol use. Maybe they want to stop drinking or reduce their alcohol use, so we can see them one-on-one in our clinic. And then I know CAPS offers some specific outreach as well.
Absolutely. And so for individual counseling, if students want to come in and more fully explore, substance use concerns, body image concerns, can come in and be seen for one-on-one counseling. We also, again, can, with the groups and the workshops, various workshops on things like body image, self-esteem, stress management. So, really runs the gamut in terms of mental health concerns underlying some of what Mary was discussing.
Okay. And I have seen some posts and some signs around campus about Tighten, the Tighten Fitness Challenge, right? So who's all a part of that? Is that through you guys, or who's that through?
Actually, that's a great campus collaboration. That program started several years ago with a partnership between the Student Health and Counseling Center, ASI, and the Student Rec Center. Basically, ASI funds the majority of the program. Participants can apply, and it's a weight loss program. So it's a 10-week program in the spring semester, but it really looks at all the different aspects of weight and body image and wellness. And so students can come in weekly and get weighed in and seen by a nutrition health educator at our clinic. They also go through mind-body workshops at CAPS, and then they receive personal training through the rec center. So it's a 10-week program, and each week students are chosen based on a variety of different factors that win prizes that participate with the program, and then there's an overall winner at the very end.
Oh, and when is the application process?
The applications for those go out, I believe, in December. And again, it's a spring program, so they usually start the program in late February, and it goes through April.
And there is an application process as well as a follow-up interview process.
Correct.
That each applicant goes through.
Okay, and then what are kind of some interview tips that you're looking for when you're interviewing to make your decision?
Absolutely. I actually had the opportunity to be on the search committee for the program this year, and we were really just looking for students who are motivated, who are really excited about the program, and who really are interested in losing the weight, but also learning some lifelong, changes in terms of how to eat healthier and how to focus on taking care of their body and what it really means to feel empowered in that way. And so I think really just the enthusiasm is a big piece, as well as the motivation.
Awesome. And that is just, there's no fees. That's just a whole application you can apply, right?
Right. Totally free to students. And it's actually a great value because students get a pre and post physical exam with blood tests done, so they'll find out what their blood cholesterol is, their glucose throughout the process. And then they also get that personal one-on-one training with the personal trainers at the rec center, and that's all provided by ASI funding.
Is there any other interesting programs or tips or anything you'd want students to know about the health center that they might not know already?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I would tell students is to get your money's worth. They pay into this every single semester, so even if they already have a doctor that they're comfortable with or they have their own medical insurance, they can still come into our pharmacy and get over-the-counter medications. They can stock up on their vitamins, things that our students should be using on a daily basis that they can come in and get at a really reduced cost at our clinic. And also, we have a lot of specialties at our clinic that maybe are not covered under their own health insurance, or we can offer them cheaper than their health insurance can provide. So for example, we offer physical therapy in our clinic. We charge students $35 per semester for unlimited physical therapy sessions. That's huge. And so a lot of our students are suffering from chronic pain or issues. Maybe they're rehabbing from surgery and they're looking for a place to go and get their physical therapy, and we are a good option for that.
So if students want to get more involved with you guys, the health center, what kind of programs or what do they do to do so?
We actually offer a paraprofessional training program at the health center called Peer Health University Network, and that's where students that are either passionate about health or want to go into some health profession in the future can volunteer in our department, in the health education department, and they plan all of the outreach for us on campus. So it really is peers going out educating other peers on a variety of health topics, some of what we've talked about already, and they can actually do some office hours in our clinic. And so it's nice for them to get an idea of kind of what goes on in a medical clinic, some of the issues that they need to think about if they want to go into medicine, and gives them just a broader perspective of what their options are out there.
So I understand you guys also have some specialty services, right, that aren't really too known about. So what are those?
Sure. Like I said earlier, we do everything in our clinic from first aid to minor surgeries, and some of that includes some specialty care. So what many of our students don't know is that we offer acupuncture and chiropractic for $5 a session. As you had alluded to earlier, that we do offer optometry services, so students can come in for their vision needs. And then we actually offer some services in counseling that are also considered specialties.
Right, so we actually have a psychiatrist on staff, so we do provide psychiatric services as well, and so students can come in for a medication evaluation and then have their prescriptions filled over at Student Health Center.
Going back to Tighten Up the Party, I understand, I saw that there is an Alcohol 101 DVD you can rent. What is that DVD about, and what do you think students can get from that?
Alcohol 101 is kind of a cool program. It's a DVD that they can borrow from the health center, and it basically gives students kind of a virtual tour of how they would make decisions about alcohol use. So there's a virtual campus and a virtual bar where it walks kind of like an avatar through.
Oh, wow.
And basically the student can pick and choose the options, and it'll help give them some outcomes and consequences. So it's kind of a virtual learning experience.
Wow, and then so let's say, can I find out, what my limit is through there, or what does it kind of say that with your blood alcohol?
Right. So it basically helps educate students on what the definition of binge drinking is and how they can monitor their drinking and kind of keep their blood alcohol level in a safe zone. And then it also helps explore what some positive and kind of negative consequences they could encounter with drinking, and how they would kind of navigate that.
Which is like a DUI would be a definite. So does it provide good information about the expenses? Is that what?
Really the focus of it is just to help students understand that they have choices, and that every choice that they make has different outcomes. And so it'll walk them through those steps, and then they can really kind of see, what the options are and what the possible consequences are for those options.
Okay.
And then if they're concerned in terms of, where they're at in that process, they can always come on over to CAPS, and, we offer groups that are substance abuse based education, psychoeducation based groups, as well as individual one-on-one counseling if they want further support and guidance on how to better manage that.
So have you guys personal experiences in your business, in your area, do you see a lot of students like keeping in touch and saying like these programs like help them? What kind of feedback do you guys get from the students?
Well, what I can tell you is that about half of the students that use our clinic don't have health insurance. And so we are really their health resource for medical and mental health on campus. And so that makes us feel really proud that we are there to serve students that would not have any other option of another place to go. And students who use our services use them multiple times. So I feel pretty safe in saying that we offer really great services that the students appreciate, that they need, and that they come back for.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that.
And then how about you're more like the counseling side. So I bet, do you still have students that you've seen their growth through the process?
Absolutely.
How does that
yes.
feel?
And it feels really great to be able to watch them grow and develop and meet the goals that they set for themselves early on in treatment. And students are always very appreciative, very motivated, and so it's a very rewarding process.
Are a lot of your clientele mostly women? Do you get a lot of asking questions
women's
about
health issues are probably our number one reason that students come into the health center. So we do see a lot of female students, but we really specialize in college health issues. So that's everything from, your upper respiratory infections to students coming in and just wanting to know, hey, what is my blood cholesterol? So we really see the full gamut of things, but we do find that the reproductive health issues are the number one reason that students do come in.
Going back to appointments, how can you kind of guide us through, let's say it's my first visit, how can a student go, what would they go and expect for their first visit?
Sure, so if a student's coming to us for the first time, they'll check in at our front desk and be helped by one of our front desk clerks, who will check them in, and then we'll let them know to proceed through a hallway that's going to direct them to a waiting area. So all of our providers are stationed kind of throughout the clinic, so it's really important for students to know to check the different screens that are available that let them know which waiting area they need to proceed to. And I know for CAPS it's a little bit different.
Right, so in terms of CAPS, walk in, same thing, greeted at the front desk. We'll be provided with a series of some paperwork to be able to fill out on your own and then bring it back up, wait in our waiting room, and one of the mental health providers will come out to greet you and take you back and really just walk you through the process. And we really try to make it as comfortable as possible and so that you can feel safe and welcome and really guide you along that first appointment.
Awesome. And appointment-wise, for the counseling, I know it's a first come, first serve basis, right?
In terms of the initial screening, yes. And so we have walk-in hours Monday through Wednesday, 8:30 to 11:30, and then 1 to 4:15. Thursday afternoons, 1 to 4:15. The mornings on Thursdays and all-day Fridays are for emergencies only. And so when students come in during our walk-in hours, it is a first come, first serve basis.
Well, thank you guys for all that valuable information. Really appreciate that one. And that's all we have for you guys today. Special thanks for Mary and Lauren here for being with us. And you can actually learn more about the Student Health and Counseling Center by going to fullerton.edu/SHCC. And I'm Deanne Lopez, and thank you for watching In Focus on Titan TV. See you next time.